Scaled ELU. In the last lecture, we learned about ELU or exponential linear unit, which is an activation function used in neural networks. Over the last few lectures, we learned about a lot of activation functions. Here, we are specifically going to look into scaled ELU or SELU. As the name suggests, you would already know that it is a scaled version of exponential linear unit. But the point is, it is not just that it is scaled, it introduces a new property to ELU. And the new property is that it makes the whole neural network self-normalizing. So this is the main factor or the main advantage whenever you are using SELU as the activation function. This is used whenever you want a self-normalizing neural network. That is, you don't have to explicitly use any of the normalizations like batch norm, layer norm, these sort of things. You don't have to explicitly use. Your activation function will take care of this normalization. Okay. Next thing is, when I say normalization, what does it mean? What does it mean when I say your data is normalized? Normalized means your data will have mean equal to 0 and variance is equal to 1. This is what it means when your data is normalized. That is, when you take your complete data and you take the mean of that value, you will get the center as 0 and the variance of that data will be 1. So this will give you clean data to work on. Now the point is, when the data is going through your neural network, that is, it is going through these layers, it is important that you keep this quality. Let us say your input data is having this quality. Then when you're taking this data through your neural network, you should be able to preserve this quality. In order to do that, at each layer, you want some sort of a special operation, and that operation is SELU. So keep in mind, this SELU is not just about normalization. The main purpose is to introduce non-linearity. For any of the activation function, we know that the main purpose of an activation function is to introduce non-linearity into the neural network. Coming to SELU, it additionally provides this functionality that it will keep your neural network always normalized. This is why it is self-normalizing. One more point. For this SELU to work perfectly, there is something that you have to do additionally. That is, you should always use something called as LeCun initialization. So this particular initialization, this is used so that initialization means you're doing this on weights. Okay. So this initialization is done so that it supports self-normalization in case of SELU. So if you don't do this initialization, then automatically normalization also doesn't work. And what does this LeCun initialization say? It says the mean of your data should be 0. Mean of your weight should be 0 and variance should be 1 by n. So what does it mean when I say mean 0 and variance 1 by n? One more thing, we want variance of data to be 1. Then why am I using this variance 1 by n in case of LeCun? The reason is, here we are talking about data. Whenever I say that you want to normalize, you're talking about normalizing data. You want your data to have mean 0 and variance 1. But at this point, when we are talking about LeCun normalization, this is about initialization. So initialization is done on weights. So this is the important point. Here, when I'm talking about normalization, mean 0, variance 1, here I'm talking about data and not about weights. But when I'm talking about initialization, that is about weights. What should be the initial values that are taken by your weights? Okay. So one way of understanding this is, let us say you have a lot of water to flow in, and for that you are having different pipes. So you can consider each of these pipes as different weights. Then through each of the pipes, if the total is n, 1 by n of water should come out. it is you can somehow relate this concept there. So that is how this variance is 1 by n. Okay, so the initialization should be such that your mean should be 0 and variance should be 1 by n. If you do this, automatically Lake-Kuhn normalization works. Next point is, when we learned about ELU in the last lecture, what was the activation function there? We defined it like this, that is whenever x is greater than 0, in that case your output should be x itself. But whenever x is lesser than or equal to 0, whenever it is lesser than or equal to 0, then your output will be lambda into e power x minus 1. This is what we learned in the last lecture about ELU, exponential linear unit. When you convert it into SELU or scaled exponential linear unit, what changes is you have a scaling factor lambda in front. So there is no other change. The only change is an additional scaling factor that you call as lambda. What should be the values of this lambda and x here? This is very important because if the properties that we discussed, the property of normalization, that is self-normalization, if that has to work, then your lambda and alpha, both of these, should be having some particular fixed values. So the values are, for lambda, you should be using 1.0507 as the value. And for alpha, you should be using 1.6733 as the value. So these two are mathematically chosen so that self-normalization would work. If you choose these values, then this particular formula of SELU will give you self-normalized neural networks. One important point to note here is, I told you that you should be using Lake-Kuhn initialization if you want SELU to be self-normalizing. Few more things are there which should also be maintained if you want it to be self-normalizing. First point is this Lake-Kuhn initialization. Without this, nothing would work. Along with this, few more conditions. So I'll note these conditions here. First condition is to use Lake-Kuhn initialization. That is the first condition. Second condition is you should be using fully connected layers, or you can say dense layers, which also means this is not the ideal choice of an activation function if you are using it for, let us say, CNNs or for transformers. So whenever you are having fully connected layers, dense layers, that is only when SELU is useful. Third condition is, if you are using dropout, you cannot use normal dropout, and instead you should be using something called as alpha dropout. So this dropout concept we'll discuss later when we go into deep learning, how dropout is done and what is alpha dropout. These things we'll discuss later. Fourth point, this is the last point, most important one. What are we saying with this scaled ELU? We are saying that when your data is going through the layers, then it will make sure that data is kept as normalized. But if this has to happen, main condition is that initially whatever data you are giving, that should be normalized. See, otherwise this Lake-Kuhn initialization or this SELU normalization can't do anything. It can work only if initial data that you are giving are normalized. Then when it goes through the layers, it will make sure that it is self-normalizing. So the fourth point, very important point, is that the input data that you are giving, that should be normalized. It should have mean is equal to 0 and variance is equal to 1. So sigma square is variance, mu is mean. Mean equal to 0 and sigma square equal to 1. This should be satisfied for the input data. Then only this whole concept works. So from whatever we discussed till this point, what do you understand as the advantages of this SELU? First thing is very clear, we discussed many times that it is automatically normalizing. So first advantage is that it is automatically normalizing. So no need of batch norm, no need of layer norm or anything. Second advantage is, this second advantage we discussed with many other activation functions as well. That is, the problems like vanishing gradient or exploding gradient, These sort of things do not occur in case of SELU. And also, there is no dying ReLU problem. We had seen that previously in some activation functions when we tried to remove vanishing gradient, then there came a new problem called as dying ReLU problem. Coming to this SELU, this dying ReLU problem will also not be there. Then what else can you say? You can say this is robust. You can say it will help your training. It will be faster, that your training will be faster. It will make it quicker. Then also one more point can be that your gradient is smoother. So this is also an advantage of SELU. Disadvantage, you can't say disadvantage. You can say these factors are to be considered. If these are not considered or these are not followed, then your SELU won't work. Finally, before we conclude this lecture, where should you use SELU? This is an important part. You know what is SELU, you know the formula, but when should you use this? Where should you use this? First point is, we already discussed that in deep or fully connected networks, in such cases, you can use SELU. One more point is, in small to medium sized data sets, this would be a good choice. And as we told, it is normalizing automatically. So whenever your batch norm is expensive, or say you don't want to do layer norm or batch norm, in those cases you can use SELU as the activation function.